This is the Ringer Gambling Show presented by FanDuel, and the NFL is officially back. So if you're going to be in it with FanDuel. They've got the goods, futures, live betting, SGPs, your away bets, all of it. The app's clean, it's fast, and yeah, when you win, you get paid instantly, which is nice because Sunday patience doesn't exist. So get your bets in, build something bold, and make every game feel bigger. Download the FanDuel app or head to FanDuel.com/gamblers to get started. The Ringer is committed to responsible gambling. Please visit rg-help.com to learn more about the resources and helplines available, and listen to the end of the episode for additional details. Must be 21 or older and present in select states, or 18 or older and present in DC, Kentucky, or Wyoming. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit rg-help.com. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut. Paid endorsement. Let's hit that game last night. Is it over yet? I don't know. Did they come back on the field? 24-20, Eagles win. They don't cover. Game stays under miraculously. Let's talk about it. Heifetz, start us off here with Spitgate. Jalen Carter, there's not even one play in the kickoff. We're waiting. They're peeling a Philadelphia Eagles player off the field, and he spits at Dak Prescott and gets ejected, evening the playing field, literally. What do you think of all of it?
It was crazy that Jalen Carter and A.J. Brown both got ejected on the first play of the game. It would have been really nice if the Eagles had Jalen Carter and A.J. Brown in this game. That was kind of,
Right.
the whole game would have been different.
Yes, that's true. That's true. But I don't know. Was it fair, Dabbundo? Like, I'm a Cowboys fan. I loved it. I'm like, oh, this is evening things out for Micah Parsons not playing today or ever last night for the Cowboys. But did you think that was a fair call?
Well, it's tricky because, I'm sitting in a bar in Philadelphia, and they
Now?
announced the ejection.
Right.
And everybody's freaking out. Like, what could he possibly have done? So for about 10 seconds, the whole place is in a frenzy. And then fast forward, then NBC had the clip ready. And then once you saw that, it's kind of hard to argue. Like, then everybody's cursing Carter out in the bar. So it was a dramatic and honestly hilarious experience as somebody who had money on Dallas, but was very quietly sitting there, not really cheering for anything, just stoically watching and drinking my margarita. So I enjoyed it. I thought it was funny. I feel like the second spitter theory is way overblown now, and it feels like copium for people trying to excuse Jalen Carter.
The second spitter theory we can get to in a second. I will say, you said it's hard to defend. It's easy to defend because it's kind of like, in Dune, when they walk in and just spit on the floor and like it's an offering of wetness. In Philadelphia, that's how you greet people. You just spit right on their solar plexus. Like, that's just the culture.
Secret handshake. Yeah,
exactly. The second spitter, I will say, I do think Dak spit first.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I also think Dak spit at the ground because Jalen Carter wandered into the huddle on the first play of the game, which is the first play of the season, which I'm like, yeah, you know what? Dak can spit at his feet. That's fine.
Yeah, Dak spit. It was a little dribble, and he had two blockers. I don't even think he even got past the Cowboys.
Oh, yeah, he's the guy who's like...
He spit on his own guys, I think. It was
spray. Shotgun.
Very weird, very strange. Tirico called it right away, which is the only good call he made, I think. He was calling Dak Jalen and Jalen Dak the entire game. I don't know what happened to him. But yes, but he knew right away. It's like, oh, he spit on him. Jalen Carter spit on him. I thought it was so bizarre. It's like when hockey players drop their gloves before the game. It's like, Jalen Carter, I'm going to get thrown out of this game. And I hadn't never seen anything like that, right?
At least when USA Canada drops gloves, it's because there's like tariffs and saying we'll invade Canada or something. You know what I mean? Like this one, it's like, you just won the Super Bowl. Why are you so mad to start? Sal, here's my question for you. How many times have you ever been spit on? Well, I mean, not, maybe in your private life. I don't want to know.
Yeah, I think so.
Anyone try to spit on you?
Anyone tried? Yeah. You grew up in New York, right? This is what exactly. It's a rite of passage. It's only. I don't think you can get a middle school diploma unless you've been spit on in the playground. Yeah,
Dabbundo got spit on when Dabbundo got spit on when he tried to change to the U.S. Open in this Philadelphia bar during the Lightning delay.
Absolutely. I was walking down the street in England earlier this year, and I had to spit. So I spit to the left, and there was a guy walking about 5 feet in front of me, and he heard me and turned around and gave me maybe the dirtiest look I've ever gotten in my entire life.
Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Like I
I
was
was on.
so offended him by spitting on the precious London sidewalk.
Well, I do think in Europe they actually care about like public health more because they actually have to pay for it, you know. So I don't know.
Right.
I think they just care more. So wait, Sal, but in all seriousness, how are you doing? Because I don't want to be dramatic, but like you probably should have won the game where Jalen Carter got thrown out in the
I
first
was
leg.
talking to, yeah, I was thinking about now. I had very, very low expectations going into this game. I thought the Eagles would win like 30-16. The Cowboys would be this, exposed. The coach would suck. But honestly, it's a bummer because they really didn't do anything stupid and they lost. So Sanders fumbles, but he also had the 50-yard run. So I think that's a wash. But otherwise, the coaching was pretty good. Schottenheimer miraculously used his timeouts correctly before half. They ran well at times, right? They stopped the run well. And I think Barkley had like 61 yards or something, 60 something yards. I thought they did good. I thought Dak looked very solid. CD dropped a couple balls. That sucked, but that's on me because I bet him 8 or more catches at plus 182, and he was stuck on 7 before he started putting on that clown display. So
You should have bet
that
8 or
was
more
that.
drops.
Yeah, I know. They don't have that. What's the matter with you, FanDuel? They never want to accentuate the negative. But yeah, there was 41 points. It was a weird game because 41 points in the first half, right? There were no punts on the first 8 drives and only punts on the last 8 drives, I think is what I saw. So
Yeah.
Cowboys, we talked about it, up 7-0. The Eagles come right down and score and then take the lead. I'm like, oh, this has TCU, UNC vibes, right? And 21-20 at half. And I feel like Dabbundo was like a different game after the lightning delay with 4 minutes left in the third quarter.
There just weren't any drives. Like the Eagles only had the ball 8 times. Like
Yeah.
that is crazy. Dallas had 9 drives. Like they didn't have a ton of possessions, and so like yes, it slowed down, but also it was only a couple of drives we're talking about here. So it was weird. I feel like the biggest takeaway I have for this game is that the Dallas offense is still going to be really good this year. And I know that there's a lot of Eagles fans concerned about their defense. I know there's talk about, Jalen Carter and Dak even spoke about this, how they changed all of their blocking schemes and their run strategy because they didn't have to worry about Carter. But
Right.
I just think what we said about Dallas on Wednesday kind of held up, which is that when Dak's healthy and CD's healthy and Pickens is, he showed himself to be a capable receiver, this is going to be a really good offense. And they're going to be able to move the ball on most teams. I don't think it was a great showing for their defense. Again, like the Eagles only scored 24 points, but they only had 8 drives. So, yeah, I think everything we thought about Dallas is kind of still true. I don't think they're a disaster.
What do we think, Heifetz? I'll sign off on that. It's tough to tell if this is an outlier or not because of Jalen Carter. Like, I don't want to get too excited about the running game because Jalen Carter, the biggest run stopper, wasn't there. And they were just discombobulated for the first 3 or 4 drives. But I do like what I saw. Dak looked pretty strong, right? Their defense, didn't break. They were good. A.J. Brown, we'll talk. You mentioned him, Heifetz, but he was invisible. I mean, Deron Bland just locked them down the entire game. So there were some really, positive things to take from this game for the Cowboys.
I think it's funny that after an offseason of the Eagles fans being like, Jalen Hurts doesn't get enough credit. To your point, I think A.J. Brown was invisible because the Cowboys defense was, we're going to double A.J. Brown basically the entire game.
Yeah.
And we're going to have someone ready to jump any route you throw to A.J. Brown and just make Jalen Hurts go to his second or third read, which is hilarious to say about a Super Bowl MVP quarterback. But that really was what Dallas decided to do. Dallas couldn't get a pass rush. I can't think of a reason why. It's kind of strange. I mean, Kenny Clark got a sack, so thank God they got the pass rush there. But,
Only sack of the game.
Yeah, there you go. So I mean, overall, just the lightning delay killed it, and also I just think big picture, the Eagles obviously Jalen Carter's a miss, but Landon Dickerson, the left guard, and Jordan Mailata, the left tackle, kind of got hurt in the same play, and it's and really that is when I think the momentum on both sides really slowed, and it's one of those reminders that the Eagles win the Super Bowl in part because they had, like every other Super Bowl champion, 21 of 22 starters healthy. And that's the thing I want to watch going forward is the left side of their line just not healthy or not? That to me is more important than A.J. Brown being ghosted.
Yeah, I mean,
Speaking
A.J. Brown, he was in and out of training camp too. Like he did miss a lot of time with this hamstring thing, and it seems to be a common thing for him. So, you do wonder. And of course, it's easy to say when he only gets one target, oh, they were decoying him. I don't know how true that is. I don't feel great about my 50-1 offensive player of the year bet that I made on A.J. Brown. I was like, the Eagles have to pass more this year. Like A.J. Brown, tougher schedule. This is going to be his finally his year. He gets recognition. He's elite, like metrically on yards per route run. Not a great start. No.
You have a case in that he's possibly the most offensive player of the year. Like you're offended
So far
by the play. Yeah. So if you could argue FanDuel for that, Yeah.
Jalen Carter.
Jalen
probably is
Carter
the
might
lead
also
have
most
the case
offensive
there.
player.
That's true. Yes, exactly. By the way,
Offensive on the
should they replace Dean Blandino? Is this spitting thing going to be a thing all year? Like, should the Hawk Tua girl replace Dean Blandino as
Oh
a
no,
rules
I was
analyst?
hoping that
kind of thing.
she
If they
wasn't
have
going to
a
come back
kicking-
into the world.
If
Yeah,
they have
she's
Jay
back.
Feely doing kicking stuff, they should have Hawk Tua girl on the
Yeah,
sideline.
that's true. Yeah. Analyze all the spitting. All right. Sour grape section here. The freaking tush push. I hate it. Look, I get it. Probably if the Cowboys were doing it well, better than everybody else, I wouldn't say a word, but it's not football. Also, it was spotted completely wrong. Everybody got excited about the chip in the ball this year. Oh, there's going to be a chip in the ball, so we're going to know wherever. It's like, no, it's the same schmucks spotting this ball. So it doesn't matter with the chip or anything else, but they got it wrong one time. One linesman was completely like a yard off from the head linesman who was coming in and spotting the ball. It's like, it's not a football play. I'm sorry. Like when they analyze it in the offseason and the winter meetings, it's like, well, the injuries are not up. Like, yeah, don't forget about that part. It's not a football. You might as well use a golf ball. Are we going to use a golf ball to hike it on 4th and 1? Should they use hockey sticks to
I
fight
agree,
it out?
Sal.
Like, I don't know.
Not a football play. I can't
It's
believe
rugby.
they have people hit each other during a football play. How ridiculous.
And push.
They're
Oh, shut
shoving
up.
during
Oh,
a
shut
football
up.
play. It's like golf.
Heifetz, why was it banned years ago? I need a history lesson on this, Dabbundo. Why was it banned and then brought back?
I
don't
try to be a
understand.
forward-looking person, Sal. We can profit
Yeah.
off this. Figure out which teams are implementing the tush push in the training camps. Bet on those quarterbacks to score touchdowns.
Well-
there's a lot of buzz with Jacksonville. I'm focused on the future because I am so tired of litigating the tush push. I just think it's, eventually it will get banned. That day is not yet. And so
You know
we got
what?
At least one more year of it.
I did run a emotional hedge bet through this. I bet Hurts over 12.5 touchdown runs, and I'm off to a good start with the
Two.
two right away.
And they weren't even pushes; they were scrambles.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
My favorite MVP bet was Jalen Hurts to win MVP
Mm.
just because people get bored. And I just am like, well, if the Eagles win 14, 15 games, people are going to be like, oh, maybe Hurts is the MVP. And that was kind of a start weirdly last night. But I have so many tush push thoughts, but I feel like it's a little rude to do it to you after.
I don't care. I want to hear it. I
They
just
only
don't think
ran
it's
it
a
what?
football
They ran
play.
it what twice,
Well,
three
why
times.
is
They
it-
ran it
well-
twice. Yeah.
Why is it not a football play?
Well, it also wasn't a football play 25 years ago, and then they just brought it back. But it's also doesn't resemble a football play. It's rugby. It's fine. It's if you want to play rugby, that's what it is.
It's the origins of football. This was like what all football plays derived off this. This was the origins of football 100 years ago. And all the history of football is the derivations built off this
Okay.
play,
All
which maybe that's anyway, but also it's
Let's
just
talk about what's wrong with football 100 years ago. If we played that brand of football, you and I would not be talking on YouTube right now about it. But
We'd be
it's okay.
previewing the U.S. Open semifinals tonight.
Let's do
fireside
it.
chats.
Pulling still not, still illegal. Pushing fine. Like, all right, I'm good with it. But I have the over 12.5. I'm happy with that. Are there any futures bets you guys would jump on right now, or are you like, oh, I wish I had that. Now that we saw last night's game.
Raheem made this point on the I think it was maybe Monday when we were talking about Dallas, and he said I'm taking their over, and he made the point that you could wait till they lose on Thursday and then bet their win total over.
Interesting.
And that is
All right,
exactly
let's
what
see
I
it.
plan to do. I don't
Let's
know that
see
it'll
it.
be up right
It's
now.
up.
It's up.
God bless them. They have all of them too. Like you can go from 3.5 to 11.5. FanDuel.
So
Good job
what's
by
over
you.
7.5?
So 6.5, 7.5 is right where you are. Over 6.5 is minus 140. Over 7.5 is plus 120.
Yep. So
Still
I'll
a
hop
tough
in.
schedule. You're going over.
Yep.
Insurance.
I think they're an 8 or
Who
9
had
win
the Eagles
team.
marked as a win? Who's picking that and has the Eagles week 1 marked as a win? I totally
When you do the Mad Dog
Yeah.
bet, you're like loss, win,
Right,
loss.
right.
At Philly,
Yeah.
the Eagles rarely win in Dallas. That they've been splitting this rivalry with the exception of the Cooper Rush year last year for years. So I feel like Dallas is pretty live to get them back on the comeback game, and I'm not as high on Washington as I think a lot of people are, and so I think they could beat. They could split with them. 3-3 in the division, like they just scream 500 team to me. Where they are a somewhat discount Bengals, and we talked about this Wednesday. The
All right,
defense
I
is
don't
going to get a
mind
lot of
that.
stops, but they could beat anybody, and they could
What'd
lose.
you
to
get Jalen Hurts at for MVP? What'd you what kind of odds?
It was 20 to 1, but now it's down to 14 to 1.
Oh
so at
wow.
that point,
Oh
you might as well
yeah.
leave it.
Wow.
So-
I'll sell that shit right away. Yeah, I think you can.
Only
14
one
But,
pass
in the
completed
chat,
beyond 8 yards.
if anyone's in the
Pretty
chat
wild.
wants my MVP Hurts pick, just let me know. Name your price.
I'm trying to think what other like props or I mean let's just go to the fantasy end of it here. Heifetz, I'm going to ask you point blank. Who would you rather have, Javonte Williams or Christian McCaffrey?
Well, I will say one of them probably is going to play this season.
Right.
And seems like Javonte Williams. It's the McCaffrey thing. It's funny. My actual answer to the Jalen Carter spitting at Dak's face thing was I felt nothing because I saw the Christian McCaffrey news like 2 minutes before, and it was like a flashbang grenade hit me, and I just couldn't feel anything. I couldn't see anything.
Right.
The McCaffrey thing, I think I'm like the dumbest person alive. I took him in the Ringer Fantasy League. I literally bet Christian McCaffrey parlay with a Jalen Hurts anytime touchdown.
Oh, wow.
10 minutes before the news broke about McCaffrey's calf.
Oh no.
I have never felt worse in my entire career about a thing because
Really?
unlike other things, this one, now that it's happened, I'm like, why did I think that guy would be healthy? So we'll see. Maybe he won't be out for the season. But
What kind of exposure are you talking about with McCaffrey this year?
Oh, barely any. Just every league that matters.
And you gave it out, which is worse. Like someone should be able to spit on you, right? Multiple times.
Well, usually I charge for it, but I think I'm gonna have to give some.
Okay.
freebies.
All right.
DK and Craig are not letting you live that one down.
Yeah.
No, neither am I.
Because that was
But
your guys' big hit last year was like, do not draft Christian McCaffrey. So you
And then
tried
I
to
was
be
like-
like this.
I
You
tried to
tried to be
zag
the
back.
sharp guy who was like,
Yeah.
buy low.
And it worked with Saquon because the year Saquon came back from his injury, we were like, don't take him. And then the year after, we were like, take him. And now, and you know what? Whatever.
Fantasy
Yeah, but
football's
it's
dumb.
not the same. You know, it wasn't.
Do you have
the-
Brian Robinson?
No,
Yeah,
Craig
you got
does
to
it.
back up.
Craig was like, I have a friend who might want this trade. And it was my team. And I was like, I hope you go to hell. So
He
anyway.
didn't go number one overall. It's not that Christian McCaffrey that you gave out, right? It was a later first round and whatever. If you get 12 amazing games out of him, then probably still good. The Ringer Gambling Show is brought to you by FanDuel. Football fans, the wait is over. The NFL is back, and the best place to kick off the season is on FanDuel because every game day during week one, FanDuel is giving all customers a no-sweat NFL bet. From the money line to player props to same-game parlays, your no-sweat bet can be used on any NFL wager type, and it doesn't win. If it doesn't win, you'll get bonus bets back. Maybe you go with Heifetz, Henry, bet the ladder, over 80 yards, 90, 100, whatever. This season, make FanDuel your go-to app for any snap. Just visit FanDuel.com/gamblers to kick off the NFL season with a no-sweat bet every game day during week one. Play your game with FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. You must be 21 or older and present in select states or 18 or older and present in DC, Kentucky, or Wyoming. Opt-in required. Refund issued as a non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Max refund $5 unless otherwise specified. Restrictions apply, including token expiration.